Man, it's been a rough few weeks for me and Ellen, my girlfriend. This is a follow up video. I talked about how we've been renting here, this place right here, for over 8 years. And we plan to buy a house at some point next year, but we hadn't really discussed it that much in terms of when are we going to start looking? What are we going to do? We're like, let's just keep saving. There's no real rush. Let's get a bit more saved up first. And life's been expensive. It's been a difficult year in general. Like my dog died, dude. It's been fucking hard. There's been some good moments as well. But ultimately, we started to look at different places to rent. We looked at one in person, and it was just in the photos it looked okay. In person, it was grim. Like parts of it just looked really uncared for a number of years. Like the oven was disgusting. I know it's just an oven, but you put food in there. I'm not cooking in that shit. We looked at the garage. You're like, well, you're here. Do you want to see the garage? I was like, yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm not going to fucking buy the house because it's disgusting, but let's check out the garage. Oh, it's also disgusting. And there's like shit everywhere and it's all wet and damp. So immediately that was a no. Ellen went to look at one on her own and she said it was quite nice, but someone else got it. And then I was looking online and I was just getting very, very depressed at the options and the expense because we've been paying a small amount to live here. And now I realise, although I've been pretty good at saving, I wish I'd have been a little bit better because our mortgage, well, basically that's skipping ahead, but we've agreed to buy a house. We've looked at like 11 houses roughly over the last 3 weeks to buy instead of renting. And we found one. And it was quite stressful going back and forth trying to negotiate on the offer, but I feel we got a good price. It helped that we are first-time buyers with no chain and the people have already moved out, so they wanted to sell it pretty quick, which we knew. And it was kind of difficult. There were a few options. Ellen really liked a cottage, but the energy ratings and the potential maintenance costs for those when they're over 200 years old, I was like, nah. And walking about the building, having to duck about my own house because, you get the short ceilings and the staircase was really narrow. I was like, nah, this would not be practical. You can't even get any furniture up the stairs. So the only way to put a bed frame up there would be through the window in parts. But Ellen was quite attached to that. And for a little while, I felt like we weren't really on the same level. I felt like I was happy with a lot of the places we were looking at. She's like, oh no, it's too boring. It's just like another new build. I'm like, we can make it our fucking own, dude. Like, yes, they've all got grey walls. Like, we've lived here for 8 years and it's just like the same colour wall in every fucking room. You can paint shit. But I get where she was coming from because while some of the places, even the very first house we looked at was nice, it was in a very built up area. Like within walking distance, there's fuck all to do. And yeah, if you're in your garden, you're overlooked, which I thought maybe on a budget we can't be that picky, but it depends what you go for. There are pros and cons to everything. But yeah, we've been so busy. We spoke to a few different mortgage advisors. We've chosen one. Just 2 days ago, we appointed a solicitor, which is kind of the most costly bit, obviously apart from buying the fucking house. And when you actually realize on paper how much you're going to pay in interest, it's like, fuck's sake, man. These banks, I mean, we need them, most of us. But it made me just think, fuck, if I only had to pay back what the house actually costs, it would be okay. So the monthly payments are definitely going to be a lot more than we've been paying to rent here. But then again, we have been having to save money for a mortgage, which we won't have to do. And I'm kind of past the point of wasting money. I realized the value of money, and years ago, I wish I'd have realized when I was spending like hundreds of pounds on different aftershaves. Like, who gives a fuck? Buying a guitar that I've still not played beyond the first like 2 weeks. All the video games I used to buy. I've decluttered a lot of stuff. I've made several trips to charity to give them old DVDs and some books and clothes. Still got more of that to do. And this place has just sold like yesterday, meaning that someone's agreed to buy it. Of course, they have to do all the background stuff, which can take about 3 months or 4 months on average, apparently. Again, no chain, because obviously this is a 1 bedroom. No one's gonna, well, you never know, someone might have to downsize, but the person buying it is in their 20s and it's going to be their first home. And it's weird to think when we move out, someone else is going to be here because we've been here so long. And, you know, over 8 years, myself and Ellen have been through a lot naturally, just because life is never straightforward and there's always shit going on, good or bad. And, you know, we've got memories in this house, but at the end of the day, there's not much here. So that's it. That's the update. I'm not going to tell you where I'm living or show you pictures, but at some point in a few months, hopefully, if I'm still doing videos, you'll see there's a different background, and I've got a second bedroom, which will be nice, and a big open floor on the ground floor, like it's all open, like the kitchen, living room. And then you've got these doors that go out into the garden, just a small garden, but that's all we want. We don't want anything massive to maintain. And to be honest, again, in our budget, as a first house, you can't get a massive garden anyway. So yeah, it's been very, very stressful. I'm having to hand over a lot of money suddenly, a little earlier than I would have liked, but hopefully this has all kind of worked out for the best when I get to moving into the house, because like I say, me and Ellen hadn't really discussed in detail, like, when are we going to start doing this? This really gave us a fucking kick up the ass. I'm still a bit stressed because we have spoken to our landlord and said, can we get an extension? Because right now we've got technically less than 5 weeks notice to leave this place. But of course, if it helps her to get some extra money rent, and if her person can't move in until all of the stuff's gone, hopefully it'll just work out perfectly, because I don't want to move twice in like a month. And you kind of want your family to help you out, but it's kind of difficult. Sometimes it doesn't come up, or if you ask, they're like, oh, I don't know if you living here would be a good idea. But we'll just see what happens. I've been a bit ill, I think, just from all the stress, because I've been so uncertain at times as to what we're doing and like how quick things have been moving. I've not had a day off work for a while, whereas I normally take a couple of Mondays off a month just to chill and have a longer weekend. So it's just been like, I've not had time to breathe. But thank you for watching. For any of you that have been here with me on this channel for years, this is a pretty big deal for me. I'm 34. I wish I could have moved out sooner, but it's finally happening. And I'm scared to owe hundreds of thousands of pounds to a bank who could repossess my house, or, you know, if shit really went wrong. But I mean, that's not the plan. I don't plan to be losing my job, or no one plans to become critically ill, but, you know, we'll see what happens. I just got like a weird thought that because I said that, in 2 years, I'm dying of something, but hopefully not. Last quick message, by the way, I don't know why I'm saying it here. It's not really on topic for what I've just talked about, but there was a guy on YouTube called Big No-No, guy called Noah from America, who's done videos about alcoholism, which he struggled with, about mental health, about testosterone replacement therapy, and about going to the gym and exercising and that kind of stuff. And he's actually just been diagnosed with colon cancer, and he is a really, really nice, genuinely great guy. And luckily it seems like he will probably be able to recover from this cancer. He's had it surgically removed, but I literally found out a few days ago, I'm like, no, dude. Like, and he really takes good care of his body compared to me eating fucking McDonald's and junk food. He's doing CrossFit like every day, and I'm sure he probably eats pretty well. So just stuff like that puts it in perspective. When you're stressed about a house move and having something sprung on you, it could always be worse, right? But yeah, I hope I haven't rambled on too much. Have a good Christmas. I won't have time to upload any videos before Christmas. And hopefully I'll speak to you guys in a couple of months or so and update you on everything. Take care.